Good afternoon. Today we will continue to study about the pronoun who that is applied as the subordinating conjunction. Previously we've studied the pronoun who, the definition and the role of the pronoun who with the first example. The first example that the pronoun who is applied is this. And we've admitted that we are going to focus on the precedent, that is a person. Let's read out the sentence. A person who the dedicated love levitates deserves the love in Jesus Christ. In this sentence, we find that the precedent, a person, is classified as a person. So we can say that the application of the pronoun who to link the subordinate clause to the main clause is appropriate. And we find that the pronoun who as a subordinating conjunction indicates the same person as the precedent of person. And the pronoun who has the role of the object. To receive the definition of the transitive verb levitate from the subject, the dedicated love. And we can also find that the subject of the main clause is the precedent of person and the subordinate clause who the dedicated love levitate. And we find that the transitive verb of the main clause is this, deserves. And we can find, let's read the explanation below. The pronoun who and the subordinate clause to describe the pronoun who practice the role as the object of the transitive verb deserves in the main clause. Pronoun who practice the role as the object of the transitive verb in the main clause. The pronoun who to indicate the same person as the precedent of person indicates the object of the transitive verb levitate in the subordinate clause. As the pronoun who is applied as the object in the subordinate clause, the pronoun who can have the form who, but I did not clarify the fact that the pronoun who is applied as the object in the subordinate clause with the form whom, because it's optional. The second sentence that the pronoun who is applied to link the subordinate clause to the main clause is this. Satisfaction comes down on people who appreciate Jesus Christ. In this sentence, we find that the precedent, we are going to focus on the fact that the precedent of the pronoun who indicates a person or people. We find that the precedent of this sentence for the pronoun who is the general noun people. So we can find that the application of the pronoun who is appropriate. And let's analyze both clauses. Let's analyze the main clause first. In the main clause, satisfaction comes down on people. The object of the preposition on is indicated by the general noun people, and the object of the preposition on people is described by the subordinate clause. And let's analyze the subordinate clause together. In the subordinate clause, we find that the pronoun who has the role of the subject. And the reason why I clarified the number, the plural number of the subject, is the application of the precedent people. So we also find that the pronoun who indicates the plural people. And we also find the reason why the transitive verb appreciate in the subordinate clause has the original form. And I think it's time to read the explanation. The speaker indicates the object people of the preposition on in the main clause as the precedent people that start the statement of the subordinate clause. The precedent people and the subordinate clause to describe the precedent are the object of the precedent on in the main clause. The objects indicated by the pronoun who, same as the precedent people, are the subject of the transitive verb appreciate in the subordinate clause. The third example that the pronoun who is applied is this. The students are the people who are like. In the sentence, we find that the precedent is the phrase of the general noun, the people. Obviously, this precedent indicates the people. And we find that the pronoun who is applied to describe the precedent, the people. So we find that the application of the pronoun who is appropriate. From now on, we will analyze the main clause and the subordinate clause. In the main clause, we find that the subjective complement is applied, the people, to describe the subject in a way to define the subject, because the people, the phrase the people is an indication. And we find that the pronoun who indicate the same people as the precedent. So we can also find that the pronoun who has the role of the object in the subordinate clause. The object received the definition of the transitive verb like from the speaker as the subject of the subordinate clause. Okay, let's read the explanation. The speaker indicates the subjective complement, the people, of the be verb to define the subject in the main clause. As the precedent that starts the statement of the subordinate clause. The precedent, the people, and the subordinate clause who are like to describe the precedent or the subjective complement in the main clause. So we can have the perspective to integrate the precedent and the subordinate clause as the subjective complement of the main clause. The pronoun who in the subordinate clause indicates the object of the transitive verb like. So the pronoun who can have the form whom, but I did not clarify the role of the pronoun who in the subordinate clause with the form whom. Thank you for watching. We will study about the pronoun whom in the next class.